Croixleur Sigma is one of those random small games that just completely slips under the radar. I don't generally like to buy games via download, but I'm not too bothered about it if the games are under £10 or $10. I'm pretty sure that I picked this up around a year ago on PSN for about £3, which is roughly $4 in the US, and now that I've played it, I think it's a decent little game that was easily worth such a low price. So what is Croixleur Sigma all about? Well, it's a pretty basic hack-and-slash roguelike game that features multiple playable characters and equipable items that grant passive bonuses. While it is a very small and straightforward game, it's actually got quite a lot of stuff packed into it. The limitations of the game are most noticeable in its environments. During combat, you'll be fighting enemies on this circular arena that you can see here, and that never changes. No matter how far you progress, no matter how much stuff you unlock, you'll always be fighting on a floating circular arena. Considering the scope of the game, I don't really think it matters that there's no world to explore or anything like that. You just have your menus, a small area you can walk around in before you start a run, and then the arena itself. There are 4 female characters to choose from, although you have to unlock some of them through gameplay, and they each have their own fighting style. Each of these characters has a selection of weapons that you can discover and unlock throughout the game, and they can be equipped to the 4 face buttons. Tapping the corresponding weapon button will produce a normal attack combo, but you can also hold down the button to execute that weapon's special ability. You can mix and match all of the weapons as you fight, and you can perform a quick dash to get out of harm's way, although that dash does require MP to use. As you complete or fail each run, you'll be collecting gold and silver coins, which you can spend on various equipment. Gold coins are much more rare than silver coins, as you might imagine, and the items themselves cost far more silver than gold to obtain. As you can see here, there's a monocle that you can get that costs 250 gold, but you can also pick it up for 800 silver. There's even a few items that you can only get by using gold, and those are generally going to be rather powerful. It's also worth noting that you can't buy gold or silver with real money, which is great in this day and age. Each item shows up on the character when you equip them, but thankfully there is an option to hide them if you think they look a little bit too ridiculous. When equipped, they offer various bonuses such as extra HP, more iframes on your dash, increased gold coin drops, and loads more. In terms of other content, there's a section that explains most of the game's lore, and you can unlock these pieces of lore through gameplay, which is appreciated. You also have this conversation mode thing where you can chat to the girls in person. You can move the camera around and they'll react to your movements, and you can change their outfits while you get some dialogue from them. I should also point out that the game features Japanese voices only with English subtitles. I'd say that the game is overall a bit more forgiving when it comes to its roguelike elements. It's much more about completing the runs multiple times and doing it quickly, as opposed to dying over and over again until you get strong enough to win. I mean, yeah, that is still part of it. You definitely can and will die. I did multiple times, but it's less punishing here. The idea is basically that you keep playing, earning coins, buying stronger equipment, obtaining new weapons, and unlocking characters. As I said, pretty simple, but honestly, it plays pretty well. When I first loaded up the game, I was ready for it to feel clunky and just be, not fun to play, I guess, but no, it's actually pretty good in my opinion. I think it looks quite nice for what it is, especially the girls and their animations. I like the mechanics, I like the combat, and as someone who isn't really a fan of roguelikes, I actually really enjoyed this one. Is it incredible? Well, no, not really, but I paid like £3 for it, and I think it's far better than the price tag would lead you to believe. As of recording this video, there isn't a physical copy of the game available, but a physical copy is coming and it's been announced for Nintendo Switch. It's going to be released by Red Art Games, and I believe you can get it from their website directly or from PlayAsia, and it's going to be pretty cheap as well, so that's quite nice. Keep in mind though, it does say that it's limited to 2,900 copies worldwide, so I imagine that most people will still pick it up via download. Speaking of downloads, it's available right now on PS4, PS5, Nintendo Switch and PC for I think around £12 in the UK and around $20 in the US. I have seen it multiple times on sale for a third of that price, so if you're interested in it, it might be worth just putting it on your wish list and then picking it up when the time's right. In my opinion, Croixleur Sigma is a far better game than it first appears. For me, it was simply fun to play, and that was what kept me engaged. It's a small game and it's a limited game, but it's enjoyable to play, and in this instance, that was the most important thing to me. Ultimately, this is a budget game sold at a budget price, so you can't really expect too much from it. Regardless of that though, I think it's actually rather good, and if you're a fan of the genre, this is a game that I can safely and happily recommend. If you enjoyed the video, I really hope you'll consider subscribing, and if you like what I do and want to help support the channel, please check out the first link in the video description down below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.